welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2018 Halloween.
I've waited for him.
So yes, I finally saw this film. I know I am behind, but you guys know that on this channel. It's just one of those that unfortunately I did not get the chance to see in theaters. I was excited when this movie was announced. If you guys saw my reaction trailer, I was super excited for this film. Again, just one that I didn't get the chance to see, but I did finally get to see it. I just rented it from Redbox. So this review is probably going to be fairly short, just because I didn't have a whole lot of feelings about this one, to be honest. I'm not heavily invested in the Halloween franchise. I do enjoy it. The earlier films still kind of get me, especially, of course, the first one, but yeah, it's not a franchise that I'm necessarily heavily invested in, but I do still enjoy. So, kind of the same way I felt about this film. I did really enjoy it. I wouldn't say I found it necessarily terrifying, and I waited till it was dark. I turned off all lights, sat alone in a room by myself to try and really fully get that experience. Granted, there is nothing like sitting in a big dark movie theater during a horror film, but I definitely tried my best to recreate that feeling, and I wasn't necessarily super terrified by this film. I will say I do think there was a negative aspect with the fact that going into watching this, I did have people, tell me not to keep my expectations up. Had heard, that it was disappointing to some fans, and also to some people like me who aren't super invested in the franchise that didn't necessarily really enjoy it. So I think that may have been playing in the back of my mind. I tried to keep that out. I tried to keep a clear head with it, but I think when you just hear negative stuff, it does seep in, at least subconsciously, but I did try to keep a positive lens when watching this, and all in all, I did enjoy the film. There wasn't a large amount that I really hated about this film. I was not a fan of the two kind of journalists, and I get that we needed something to segue into why we're focused back on Michael. They, just as characters, kind of annoyed me, so I didn't really mind that much when they died, and then all of the focus really merged back on to Michael. I did write down kind of really only two major points that really poked out to me that I actually really enjoyed. I really liked the scene when the doctor is talking about him trying to figure out why Michael is the way that he is, whether or not it is something that made him that way, or if he was just basically born that way, if he really is just pure evil, or if there's something that drives him, or if he's just killing to kill. I really love that because I definitely think that is a big question with Michael. I mean, you're watching this film and he's going into random houses and killing random people, and really seem to be with no intent other than just to kill off those people. But he does have this driving force, which seems to be his obsession with Lori, which is something that I kind of wish they would have gotten into a little bit more in this film. They definitely talk about it, especially with the podcasters bringing it up, and that's definitely something I wish would have been covered a little bit more in this. Maybe if there is a sequel, because there's rumors that there might be another one, maybe that's something they'll dig a little deeper into, because it's something I would really like to know more about, especially given the fact that this movie is meant to go from basically the first film, ignoring everything and all the sequels in between, to just this being basically a sequel. And so I would love to get more into that and figure out, and know why he's so passionately obsessed with her. Is it just because she's his only remaining victim, or is there kind of more to that story? And then one of the other notes that I kind of made on this for something that I really enjoyed was the mannequin scene when we're towards the end of the film and they're in Lori's house and she knows Michael is in there, and she's in one specific room where she knows he's in there, and she's looking all over this room, but all she has is the light from her gun, and so it only shines on a little bit of an area at a time, and I kept being like, probably behind her, even though I guess there was a wall there. I still thought, oh my god, he's probably behind her, and then she starts to figure out where he's at, you start to figure out where he's at, and that whole scene was so intense to me. I definitely got more drawn into the film once everybody was kind of in Laurie's house and all of that was going on, and you know, her granddaughter's kind of running for her life, and Michael's on his way to the house, and there's so much going on, and it was so intense, and those final fight scenes, and her daughter, when she, so spoilers, I guess I should have warned that, but when her daughter does like that acting and like tricks Michael by saying like, I can't do this, like I need you, Mom, and then he gets in front of the stairs and she's like, gotcha, and she shoots him. I was like, yes, badassery, because not gonna lie, she like annoyed me throughout this movie. I get like that her relationship with her mother is rocky, but I was just kind of, you know, we all kind of still have that bit of attachment to Laurie. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis will always be a favorite final girl, and so just the way she like treated her mom, I'm like, I get it. Like growing up like that had to suck. But at the same time, I'm like, come on, be like a little bit understanding what your mom went through. And so yeah, when she just like shot him, and to me it was just so much of just like a, this is for my mom moment. When she was just kind of like, this is for you ruining her life, this is for you kind of ruining mine and our relationship, and you know, the life we could have had. And she was just like, I am gonna take this man down because of all this shit he put my mom through, which put us through all of this. And I just love that moment, and really like the entire kind of last bit of this scene, the, you know, final fight scene for this one, really I loved, and I honestly thought it kind of made the movie worth it. I mean, if you go through this film not really enjoying it, I will say it is kind of a slower pace. There wasn't, the deaths I wasn't that excited by, I guess, in this. I felt like they were kind of cheesy, and I felt like they were a little bit more purposely trying to kind of be like, I don't know, but don't really know how to explain that feeling. But I wasn't like super into the deaths in this one, but yeah, I definitely thought that that last scene made the entire film really kind of worth it, and all in all, I did enjoy the film. I think that if you love Halloween and you love, you know, the entire franchise and you collect the movies, it's definitely worth like adding to your collection. You know, if I saw the movie maybe on sale or something, I'd probably pick it up. You know, I would definitely wouldn't mind adding this movie to my collection. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people wasn't fantastically in love with it, but again, I did still actually end up really enjoying this one. I don't necessarily understand, I guess, all of the hate behind it, but maybe that is just because I am not as invested in the franchise, so I'm not as attached. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this film in the comments below. If you loved it, please tell me why. If you hate it, please share with me why. If you did enjoy this, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button for more horror related content. And before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you want to know the perks to being a Patreon, links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys later with another video.